when the veil was lifted. There once lived a young woman named Saad, beautiful, intelligent, and full of dreams. She grew up in a God-fearing home where she was taught to value patience, prayer, and purpose, especially when it came to choosing a life partner. But Saad was also kind-hearted and trusting, often believing the best in people. So when Depo came into her life, dressed in charm and speaking with the right words, she was intrigued. He wasn't a man of faith, but he said he respected hers. He wasn't always kind, but he apologized with gifts. He didn't like her spending time in church, but said it was only because he missed her. Her family was unsure. Her best friend warned her gently. But Saad said, "He'll change after we marry. Love will win." They married. At first, everything seemed fine. But as the weeks passed, Depo began to show his true nature. He mocked her prayers, hid her Bible, and grew irritated any time she tried to talk about God. He would twist her words, belittle her dreams, and isolate her from those who truly cared. Slowly, the confident, radiant woman became a quiet shadow of herself. One night, in deep distress, Saad knelt by the bed, whispering, "God, what have I done?" In the stillness, a verse from her childhood floated back into her heart. "Can two walk together unless they agree?" Amos 3 verse 3. She realized then, she hadn't married a partner. She had married an enemy of her purpose, a man who resented the light in her and sought to dim it. With the help of her pastor and a strong support system, Saad began rebuilding her strength. She didn't leave overnight, but she drew boundaries. She prayed. She fasted. And eventually, she chose freedom, knowing that God never calls his daughters to be enslaved in a covenant he didn't ordain. Years later, Saad stood before a group of young women, sharing her story not with bitterness, but with wisdom. "Do not marry a man who fights your spirit," she said. "Do not confuse flattery for love. If he's pulling you away from your purpose, he's not your partner, he's your enemy in disguise." Moral: a beautiful wedding is not worth a bitter life. As a woman, your destiny matters. Never marry someone who stands against your light, your faith, or your God-given calling. Love with your heart, but choose with prayer and wisdom. Not every admirer is a husband, and not every smile hides peace. Like, share, follow and comment.